What's up, beautiful people? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be looking at my top 5 books from this week of 6/17/2026. This week I picked up my books on Wednesday. I picked up about 8 or 9 books and I brought down the list to my top 5 that I read this week. I gotta say, it is a heavy hitter week. We had some pretty good books coming out. So I was very excited to get my reading done. And yeah, now that I've read everything from this week, here's my top 5. And let's get started. All right, so let's get into the books of this week. My top 5 going from 5th to 1st. First, we're going to start off with Absolute Green Arrow. This is a series that I wasn't super stoked about. I'm not a huge fan of Green Arrow, but once I picked up the first issue, I was hooked. The first issue was great, so I was really looking forward to issue 2. This is cover A right here, and the cover is just beautiful. We got Dina looking at the reflection in the water, and then you can see the Green Arrow mask right there, which is pretty badass. In this issue, we follow Dina as she is trying to investigate why there's somebody running around with the Green Arrow mantle, doing all these killings. As we learn in the first issue, Green Arrow is a company that was created by Oliver Queen and Slade. They were friends, or they're friends in this universe, and now they are both deceased. So yeah, we're trying to figure out what is happening, why Green Arrow is killing the people they are killing. We're trying to figure out why they killed Slade and why they're going after big names in industries that are, well recognized. We follow Dina as she is trying to uncover the mystery of why Green Arrow is going after her boss. And at the end of this book, or in the middle of the book, we meet with Mia. I have my notes here on the side. I just want to make sure that I get things right and not mess up the names. We meet up with Mia, which she is one of the suspects that we learned on the first book, or in the first issue, that she could potentially be the Green Arrow. We meet with her throughout the story. Dina is talking to her, and she kind of sets the record straight that it can't be her. Dina still has her doubts and her questions, but from there we move on to the end of the comic, where she meets with the son of Oliver Queen. They have a nice moment where they talk about, or not a nice moment, but they do get an interaction in before Green Arrow comes in and spoils the party and ends up killing Oliver Queen's son. So now we have to figure out why he's doing all these killings. So we follow Dina as or Black Canary, as she is trying to uncover that mystery. Pretty good book. It was a little slower than the first one, not as much action. Only towards the end the action came through, but the book was good. I just hope that they're not all slower pace like this was, or it felt like that to me. This is going to be a 6-issue series, so I just hope they get in, and then we can get some more action, because we're about to be halfway through the series, or the story, in the next issue. So yeah, number 5 for me this week was not as exciting as the first issue was for me. So that's why it's at my number 5. If I have to give it a rating, it'll probably be a 4 out of 5. But still a pretty good read, pretty solid. And yeah, can't go wrong with the Absolute. The Absolute universe has been killing it lately. Even with the other characters that I don't follow as much, like The Flash has been picking up some steam. That book has been pretty good. Green Arrow I haven't been keeping up with a lot, but I know that Martian Manhunter has been incredible, and Superman and Wonder Woman obviously have been top notch. All right, so moving right along, we got my number 4 book of this list, and we have right here is Odin by Image Comics. This was actually the book that I predicted to be my top book last video. If you guys saw that, I predicted this to be my number one book of this week. It wasn't. It was my number fourth of the list, but it still was a great book. It was a great read. We follow the group right after the big event that happened in issue number one, and right after they come out of that haze or that event, we can definitely tell that some time has passed. How much time, we don't know. Just as the cast in this book, we don't have the answer to that. We are kind of in the same boat with them. We don't know where they're at. We don't know how much time they have spent in that forest, and now we just have to figure out where the story is going to take us. We have Adele, the main character in this book, still trying to blend in with the group just because she's a journalist, but she doesn't agree with the group. She's just trying to go along with it so that she can write a piece about it. Fred, which is one of our main villains in the book, it's kind of hinting at the fact that he might know that she is not all about the groups or the group and what they believe in. But it just keeps getting more interesting. The book, just the writing kind of hooks you, and it keeps you intrigued the whole read through. We also follow the story with Robert or Roberto in this book, a Spanish guy that wanted to fit in and had a pretty rough past. And in this book, he is going through something that Adele kind of sympathizes with. And yeah, it is not an easy read. I would definitely say that it does touches a lot of taboos and things that are, not super reader or not reader friendly. Because if you read, at least for me, when you read books like this that push the boundary, you expect that, right? So yeah, I really enjoyed the series. Can't wait to see what they keep doing with this. Issue 2 is this, or this is issue 2, so only 2 issues in, and I'm super intrigued to see what they keep doing with this. Yeah, Odin, number 4. If I had to give it a rating, probably a 4 out of 5 as well. All right, so now we are moving into our top 3 books from this week. And I gotta say, moving forward, I do believe that every book in the top 3 is a 5 out of 5. I really enjoyed the reading, and yeah, they were just my top 3 books of the week. So clearly, they have to be good. First off, or not first off, number 3. We're gonna start with number 3. Is If Destruction Be Our Lot by Image Comics. This book was really, really good. I was on the fence about it from issue 1. I did like the ending on issue 1, but the whole progress of the story was kind of like, all right, let's get to it. It was kind of like dragging for me, but yeah, I still enjoyed it. It wasn't bad. The ending was really good, but then this book kind of picked up the steam, and I had a great time reading this issue. We follow Lincoln as he is getting thrown into the scrapyard, I guess is what you want to say. A background on the story: this is a world run by robots. There is no humans that we know of. But yeah, every character that we've interacted with in this book so far has been a robot that had a purpose in their previous life with humans being in the world. And Lincoln was a museum piece. He was a robot that tells you the story of Lincoln pretty much in a museum. And yeah, that was his whole purpose. That's why he feels so human, I want to say, is because he was just programmed to tell the story of a human. That's all he knows. But then we also meet other robots that are bus drivers, like automated bus drivers, cleaning robots, and other robots that were not so much, they were not like Lincoln, he was just standing there performing for people. The other robots were working for the people. So you can see the difference and the contrast between the robots and the characters in this universe of how the robots feel about humans. They treated them like crap. They just knew they were there for to do their job. They didn't take them into considerations. They didn't take into consideration that they might have feelings, which is another thing that, like, does technology have feelings? You never know. So, like, especially with all this AI stuff, like, how far can it go to become as human as possible, right? So it kind of commentates on that a little bit. But this issue was fun. It was the ending of the first one ends with Lincoln seeing a human or thinking that he saw a human. He wants to bring this information up to let the other robots know that, hey, humans are still around. We have to figure out where are they and how many are they? Like, we don't know that information. He only saw one. So in the scrapyard, he goes through all of these departments trying to get answers and see if he can speak to somebody. And then we see the robots just kind of treat him like crap because he keeps blabbing on about seeing a human, and the other robots don't want to deal with humans. So he ends up meeting a second robot named Speed that kind of helps him through the scrapyard. And towards the end of it, they actually both encounter a human. So very funny because Lincoln already knows that, hey, there's humans out here. We got to figure out what's going on. But Speed didn't want to believe it until Speed saw it with his own eyes. So yeah, the whole issue was pretty fun. It was a good read. And yeah, now I'm really intrigued to see where this goes. I'm actually very interested in seeing where the story takes us. And we got to know how many humans are there. And we also got to know why they hiding, why they're taking not taking the universe back, but like sharing the space with the robots. So yeah, If Destruction Be Your Lot by Image Comics. Very fun read on this issue specifically. And now I'm super excited to see where the story takes us. So yeah. Now we got our top two books. And I gotta say, this second book, or my book number 2 of the week, was not expecting it to make it to the list. I've always enjoyed this series ever since it came out. I've been enjoying it. There's nothing wrong with the series. I actually love the creative team behind it. They are two great artists that I've been following. One of them, I collect their work, and the other one is another artist that I'm really getting to love their work, and I'm looking now back into older stuff that they're doing or they've done, because it's just that good. And yeah, it's Lobo from DC. This book was so funny and good. Oh my god, I just couldn't stop laughing when I was reading this. This is Lobo number 4, written by Skottie Young, which he is one of my favorite artists. I do collect a lot of his work. And the art in this book is done by Corona, which, like I said, I've been going back and trying to find other work or other books that he has done. I know that they have collaborated before in a book. If I'm not mistaken, it's called Middle West. I definitely got to check that out because I love Corona's art. Is just insane. And then Skottie Young, his writing is very colorful and very funny. And this book specifically has brought that out in such a good way. Like I said, I have been enjoying this book since it first came out. Since issue 1, I've been enjoying it. But this issue specifically made me laugh so hard. And I just had such a great time reading it. And yeah, it's my second book out of my top 5. We follow Lobo as he finally gets his license back to be a bounty hunter because in the previous issue, he was working with this company, with this TV company, and yeah, something happened where he lost it. And he was waiting to get it back. He finally has it back. And the first job that he gets is to go steal something at a vault that is in a replica of the Fortress of Solitude in this like planet where it's kind of crappy and kind of a dump. But yeah, he gets this job. He takes his dog with him. Dog, and he calls up a buddy because he needs help getting into the vault. So he calls this lock picking cockroach. And yeah, they go to this planet to go to the Fortress of Solitude to grab whatever's on the vault that he was hired to grab. But Supergirl comes in to spoil his plans. And it's just so funny because the whole fight is so funny because it's just a Lobo being dumb and then Supergirl stepping down to his level and kind of just like having this back and forth while they're fighting. And it was just hilarious. But we forgot that Crypto and Dog were still in the room while they're fighting. They go out into town. They start causing chaos. And the cops come back with the dogs and pretty much stop the fight between Lobo and Supergirl and tell them like, hey, you guys are coming with us because you guys didn't keep them on the leash and now they cause chaos. So yeah, they pretty much get sent to jail because the dogs decided to go and have fun without their owners. And yeah, it was so funny. The art by Corona, oh my god, man, this guy is doing some crazy stuff with this book, and I just had such a great time not only reading it but looking at the art. So yeah, very happy with this one. And the story will continue in the Supergirl summer special. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I do believe that it's going to be a few people working on it. I think it's going to be some miniseries or mini stories told in the book. And yeah, we should have the continuation to this story right here. So it should pick up right as they get to the jail. So yeah, pretty fun read. I really enjoyed it, and yeah, I had a great time reading this. So Lobo at my number 2. And finally, we are at a number 1 book, and I shouldn't be surprised. This book every time it comes out, is my number 1 of the week. So I really didn't know why. I had another book projected to be number 1, or not projected, but I thought that it could beat it, but it didn't. We got Absolute Batman number 21. What can I say? What can I say about this book that hasn't been said by everybody else? First off, the cover by Nick Dragotta. We have Two-Face on the cover. And this version of Two-Face, just his style is so damn cool, man. Like, I love the long hair. I love when he flips a coin, whatever side it gets, you get that side of the face. So if you get the burnt side of the coin, he'll flip his hair over to the burnt side, and that's the side of the face you'll see. And yeah, Dragotta really killed it with that design. I also picked up the cover with Penguin on it. I also love his design. The little canes that he used are also his machine gun. So that's just genius. I really love what Dragotta is doing with the designs of the characters, and then just Scott Snyder with the writing. It's just, man, he kills it, man. He knows how to write Batman. It's just crazy, and I've been really loving this series. This is the series that got me into comics, so I'm not surprised that I'm still loving it till this day. Issue 21, and yeah, this issue was pretty awesome. We start off with the fight that we left off at 20 when the Robins finally meet Batman. The team of Robins is now fighting Batman at the beginning of this issue. Alfred is telling Batman not to fight and not to engage, but we have seen how Batman has turned on the switch in his head, and now he's out for blood. He just doesn't care. He's been through enough, and he's just ready to let it all out and fight for it or die trying. And man, that fight was insane. We can see again. Let me see my. I'm looking at my notes because I just want to make sure that I'm saying the right characters. But we have Dick Grayson. He is the leader of the Robins, or the Robin team, that was created by Joker. But in one of the panels, you can actually see that he's not 100% on board with every decision that has been made for them, or that they are telling the Robins to follow. And you can kind of see that already there's a bit of a crack in the team. So in one of the panels during the fight, this kind of caught me off guard because, the team was made to fight Batman. They're not supposed to like Batman. But we see that Dick Grayson, after the fight, things are happening and he's like, wait, hold up, guys. Like, I signed up to fight Batman, but not to destroy the city. So we got to make sure that everything is fine, right? And later on in another panel, you see him not go back on his word, but say, hey, like, we are here to fight Batman, but we're not here to destroy the city that we're trying to protect. We have to make sure that we do things correctly. So off the bat, you start seeing that one of the Robins is not just a person who's going to take orders and follow them through and not think of anything else. Just complete his goal and that's it. No, he has a moral compass to follow, and he feels like, hey, there's some stuff that is not right here. But yeah, we also see the friend group come together for the first time in a while. We have Two-Face, Penguin, Riddler, and Killer Croc come together, and they're all having a conversation about Bruce and slash Batman. As you guys know, or if you guys don't know, in this universe, those are his childhood friends. They all grew up together. Bruce, or Batman, Catwoman, Riddler, Two-Face, and Killer Croc. They all grow up together, and all of these situations that have been happening has been affecting the friend group, because as we saw earlier on, Bane destroys Two-Face, Riddler, and Penguin just to get to Batman. He literally destroyed them. He makes them turn into what they are now. He completely destroys one side of Two-Face body. So that's how he became, that's how he has his scars and all that stuff. He has always had the double personality, so that's something that they already had cover at the beginning of the story. But Penguin literally got every bone in his body destroyed. Like, he was literally just a blob of skin with organs. Like, he had no bones. He cannot get up. He cannot walk. He was just in life support. And now that's why he walks with the little cranes that are machine guns, which I think is just genius. That choice to make him like that, or not like the cranes. Those things are so cool. So yeah, we see that coming together. And then at the end, this is a spoiler. If you don't want to hear anything about a big spoiler in the story, I would just skip forward a minute or two, or I'll put a timestamp at the bottom if you don't want to hear the big spoiler of this book, because it was just mind-blowing to me. So at the end, Bruce is working his normal day job when Jack the Ripper, or Joker meets him face to face. After everything that has been going on this past like 3 issues, he meets him face to face. And Bruce is obviously enraged by this. He knows who he is, so he's enraged by it. And he tries to swing at him, and then Joker kind of like overpowers him. It's kind of crazy. And then right after that, we get introduced to Clayface. So just those last 3 pages, I was mind blown. But yeah, no, it was crazy. This book, I honestly didn't know why. I didn't know, or I still don't know why. I didn't think this was gonna be my number one. Every time it comes out, it's my number one. And just the way Scott Snyder has been writing this story, it's just crazy. And yeah, the insights by Dragotta, they have been insane. So yeah, this was my number one. I had no idea, or I have no idea why I thought otherwise, but here we are. All right, and that was my top 10, top 5 books of this week. Yeah, like I said, it was a great week of reading, or a great weekend of reading. I really had a lot of fun. Some really good bangers, so very excited about that. I have my pull list open up here for the next week's books. We have Absolute Superman, Absolute Wonder Woman, Captain America, and White Sky. Those are some of the books that I'm really looking forward to reading this week. And yeah, I think if I had to pick one, it'll probably be Superman, but very closely followed by Wonder Woman, because Kelly Thompson has been killing it with that series. So I'm very excited to see what she has to bring in this book. The last book finished off in a way where I was just like, oh no, please give me the next issue right now. So I'm very excited for that. But yeah, those are the books that are coming out next week that I'm very excited about. There might be some more that I've missed out, but we'll see next week what new comic book day brings. But yeah, with that, we're gonna leave it at that. Guys, if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. Say hi. Let me know if you're reading any of the books. Let me know what you think of my list, or let me know if any of the books that I mentioned sounded interesting to you guys. And if you haven't read them, let me know if you are interested in picking them up. I would love to read the comments and talk to you guys down there. Also, if you like the content that I'm putting out, please subscribe. Like I always said, we're growing the channel slowly but surely, but every subscriber helps. And yeah, it just means the world to me that you guys take time to sit here with me and just hear me talk about comics. And you know, it brings me joy to bring my passion out to you guys and share that time with you guys. So yeah, if you like the content, please consider subscribing. And with that, we're gonna leave it at that. Like I always say, it's been KFC Trades, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.